1920s, short boyish silhouettes, flat chests. 1950s, Marilyn Monroe aesthetic, exaggerated curves. 1990s, grunge aesthetic, Kate Moss, pale skin, visible bones. 2010s, Kardashian aesthetics, BBL, short, small waists, big hips, big glutes. 2020s, reversal of BBL, removal of fat, low-rise jeans. When do we stop making women's bodies as fashion trends? For centuries, for years, women have constantly been at the victims of being fashion trends, of having to follow trends, of having to tailor their bodies and modify their bodies based on what's popular, based on what men want, based on what other women want, based on what suits them, based on what doesn't suit them. When do we stop? When do we say no? When do women start focusing on what's best for their bodies rather than focusing on what's best for society or what's best based on the next trend? And it's been going on for as long as we can remember. So obviously, we see it every day. We see it on social media. Obviously, social media does not make that even better. It's advertised. We use it as marketing. Everybody talks about it. It's on social media. It's a trend. I also want to talk about the fact that normal aging now is it's in the hands of social media, to the point where we try to slow down the process. We try to reverse the process. Everything. There's preventative measures. Usually, the preventative measures were targeted for women in their 40s and in their 50s, but now it's more targeted to women who are barely hitting their 20s. At 20 or in your 20s, you are not nearly as developed as you should be. And obviously, having these baby Botox, having the spa treatments, having the smart skincare treatments being tailored to such young women, and having to and it trying to prevent aging as a normal process, by the way, is absurd. It's the work of social media and the trends and trying to hop on the next trend. And it's insane. It's insane. But obviously there's also like the side of dysmorphia, and obviously like I said, social media does highly impact that as well. It makes women think that things that they're supposed to have on their bodies are things that they should be getting rid of. Okay, I just had to double check what I was talking about. So it does make women believe that the things that are on their body, the normal processes that they should be having on their bodies, are things that they should be getting rid of. For example, cellulite, stretch marks. I have stretch marks. A lot of women out there have stretch marks. Stretch marks are not embarrassing. Stretch marks do happen usually when you, for example, are gaining weight, and like you're gaining weight really fast, and your body kind of has to adapt to that new weight and then you thought you're gaining. So it starts stretching, and then that's when you start having those stretch marks, which is very normal. It's beautiful on women's bodies and it's amazing. Women have it on their chests, women have it on their arms, women have it on their glutes, women have it everywhere. It's something that's normal, and it's not something that we should be getting injections to get rid of, things we should be editing. Like, it's beautiful, and women should keep seeing it as it being a beautiful thing. And one thing that I also wanted to speak about is the foodification of the body. So essentially, like, we're talking about women having a pear shape, or having glazed skin, or having strawberry body. Like, women are constantly seen or compared to objects, compared to things that are not human. Like, we label those body parts as aesthetics instead of, this really dehumanizes women, right? Because they're compared to things and they're set that really unrealistic standard of what they should be achieving, when it's unrealistic. It's not achievable. Strawberry skin, strawberry body, pear shape, like, it's not achievable. It's unrealistic. It's false. But it gives women that perception that I have to get to that. And obviously social media and people promoting that image as well has even more worsened things. And also, like, workout culture. So, like, women are, for example, attributed names based on how they work out, what they do. For example, runner's body, I've heard it and I've seen it all over TikTok. What does it mean? It doesn't even make sense. But these women were basically explaining that a runner's body is essentially when, a woman is athletic and she runs a lot. So she has like a very straight waist. Like her waist is kind of like a block, kind of like it's straight. And she has like big glutes and nice legs, but her waist is straight. And these are things that we create. Like these are things that don't even exist that women are creating to label each other, and it's baffling. Also, if you've heard sometimes on social media, Pilates body, what does that mean? Doesn't make sense. But basically, these women are explaining that it's for women who are sculpted and very slim, and women who do Pilates, and like women who are very lean. So now we're just creating these things to label each other as women, and it's dehumanizing. And I don't know if you guys have heard as well. Women also, women and other men also like to say that some women who go to the gym or work out too much are too muscular, or sometimes when women are in a sport, they play a sport, they're labeled as being too muscular. I've heard it, I've seen it, and it's always been baffling to me. And like, what does too muscular mean? Like women constantly are being put in a box, or in a constantly labeled based on what they do, and it gets exhausting, it gets tiring. um it gets really, really exhausting for women to constantly be put in a box, so based on what they do. They can't just live and have their bodies. you know so that's what's And one thing that I do think promotes women's bodies under specific trends would be shapewear. Um, Different wares or different clothing that have been designed to give women certain silhouettes, or give women certain body types. Women wear it and obviously try to attribute to themselves a certain body type. I think that's dehumanizing as well. Shapewear should be I don't think it should be even worn. And I'm not talking about, tight clothing or clothing that you would use for the gym. I'm talking about shapewear that is meant to literally give you an appearance of a body that, you know, don't have, or would be unrealistically achievable. And I think that promotes women's bodies as a trend, as fitting specific trend. And it really does affect people nowadays, because there is, people people and women do follow trends. And you can see, for example, when Kim Kardashian got a BBL, a lot of women thought that was the move, and a lot of women, used that social media presence to go ahead themselves and get those BBLs, get injections, try to follow those trends. And obviously recently, around the 2020s, it was heard that Kim Kardashian also got her BBL removed and reversed, and now she was trying to promote the slim and skinny girl lifestyle, and a lot of women went ahead and tried to follow that trend as well. And it's like, when are women going to be freed from all of this? Um, I'm also looking at just my points because I wrote them here. I'm looking at what I want to address. So obviously we understand that biologically our organs, women's bones, women's bodies are not meant to be seen as a specific, we're not meant to be compared to food items. We're not meant to be wearing shapewears that modify the way our bodies look. Our bodies do have more than are more than trends. Our bodies have biological functions. Our bodies are very precious. And it's crazy how, because of different men and because of other women as well, who promote such an unrealistic lifestyle, a lot of women are stuck thinking that they should be doing this a certain way, or they should be doing things to their body to look a certain way. It's crazy, and social media does promote it a lot. Um, Personally, for me, I don't follow social media influencers who do promote a workout or do promote a certain way of eating. I don't follow that path just because I have also struggled with my body before, and I just try myself to stay as much away from it as I can. I'm an athlete, so I do have, you know, I do lift, I run, my body is designed for me to be able to use it on the track. It's not meant for me to look like a pear, or it's not meant for me to look like an apple or an orange or whatever, the whatever fruits women like calling themselves, but it's meant for me to use it on the track and to be strong with it, right? So I try myself to stay away as much as I can from that ideology that women and other men try to put on women. I have struggled with my body. Obviously, when I was very young, I was always told that I was very skinny. But for me, mentally, I always thought that I was fat. Mind you, I was 5 feet, what? 5'3" in grade like 4 and 5. I weigh 45 kilograms. Like, I was a normal sized child, but mentally for me, it was like, okay, people are saying that I'm really, really skinny and I'm too skinny. But for me, mentally, I thought I'm too fat and I need to lose more weight. So what would I do? I would skip meals. I would try to eat way less. I would just try to go out of my way to do things to lose more and more weight. I would work out a lot. Like, mind you, I am in primary school, but I'm working out. I'm doing all of these exercises to try to get skinnier, and I'm not even fully developed. But for me, I had this image in my head, like, I'm not good enough and I'm too fat I'm too fat for my size, so I need to lose weight, right? So I really had to get out of it and accept that a woman's body first has a biological function. We're not going to start seeing it as, a trend, or you're supposed to be this size, you're supposed to be skinny like this, you're supposed to be skinny like that. Like, my sister was told, like, she told me that, oh, sorry for the interruption. Like, I was gonna say that my sister was telling me how, because my sister, she's a slim woman, she's a beautiful woman, she is shorter than me, right? And obviously, like, she was talking to one of her friends about, going to the gym and whatever. And then a man gets in the conversation and tells her that she's skinny enough, that she doesn't need to go to the gym. And why do skinny women feel the need to go to the gym? It's always skinny people at the gym. And for me, it's just like crazy, because it's like, first of all, and it even reminds me of my next point, but first of all, people don't only go to the gym just to have a certain aesthetic. People don't go to the gym just to be skinny. People don't only go to the gym just to, just to have, just to work out. Like, some people go because they have health conditions. Some health conditions, your doctor will tell you, you have to go to the gym to stretch, you have to go to the gym to do these exercises, you need rehabilitation. So people go to the gym to maintain a healthy lifestyle. It's not always aesthetics, it's not always lifting. There's people who have careers, there's people who have jobs, there's people who, outside of their job don't really have the time. So they find time to go to the gym to maintain their healthy lifestyle. So it's crazy how, and it just shows me an example, it's crazy how, like, a men feel the need to always get involved or always have a say in a woman's lifestyle, a woman's body, or, what she has going on with her life. For me, it was baffling when my sister told me that. And it reminds me of my next point, where I saw a gym video on TikTok, and basically it was a man speaking, and he was saying that he doesn't understand, what was he saying? I'm trying to remember. Okay, he doesn't understand why women go to the gym for 30 to 45 minutes and they look the same. What's the point of going to the gym and you look the same and you're not doing anything useful, or you're not lifting, like, you're lifting the same weight for 3 weeks? And for me, I'm thinking to myself, like I said, like, women don't, because I'm talking about women because his video was addressing women. Women don't only go to the gym. Like, there's people who don't go to the gym to have an aesthetic. There's people who don't go to the gym to lift and be super muscular and to be able to lift 300 pounds one rep. Like, that's not everybody's goals. Like, for example, I go to the gym because obviously, like, I'm a varsity track athlete. So when we go to the gym, there are certain exercises that we have to do that even I think I look so goofy and weird doing it. But obviously, like, it's things that are gonna, help me for my craft, for my sport. It's exercises that are gonna help me get faster, right? So people have different goals and people have different reasons for why they hit the gym. Like I said, there's a lot of people in the gym. Like, you can throw an assumption out there, but there's a lot of women who have careers. There's a lot of women who are doctors, who are firefighters, who are police officers, who have careers that they manage, and they go to the gym to help maintain a healthy lifestyle, right? Not just go to the gym to lift 300 pounds one rep, like I said. Like, and it's crazy how men always have the most to say about a woman and what she has going on. And you know, if she's skinny, she's too slim. If she goes to the gym, she's too muscular, or she should be lifting heavier. If she goes to Pilates, she's too lean. If she doesn't do any of the above and she just has a great genetics or great metabolism, they're gonna find something to say. They're gonna have something to pick on. And I have already been like in the gym. I have already, like, by this one guy, I've been told that I should be lifting heavier, and it's just like, you guys should need to stop talking about women and let women do what they do, because women's bodies and what women do and what they have going on is not of your business, and it's not a fashion trend. It's not a trend. It has a biological function, and even beyond that biological function, it's a woman's body and it belongs to her, and she does what she wants, you know? So that's something that I had to say. Like, I just think it's always baffling how there's always going to be a man or another woman. Sometimes it's even surprising when it's other women, because you have the same body as me. You should be understanding, right? It's crazy, but it's life. If you guys have any comments or anything to say, drop in the comments. I have time to argue and I have time in my day. I'll see you guys in another lifetime.